Hi, I'm talking to you guys on YouTube and also on TikTok right now. And, usually by 11 o'clock, my day is over. Today, my day was over at around 7:15. And I want to ask you guys to do me a favor. The TikTokers, I want you to get off TikTok, right? Right? I want you to get off TikTok because I'm inevitably going to get banned for life, and you're going to miss out on an opportunity to hang out the only trader on the internet that actually does make people money. And that's me. My name is Kenny Glick. I am the internet's only trader that makes other people money. Depending on what you might have heard or some other fake guru or some other bullshit you might have bought into, they might be all right. I'm better. So if you guys haven't heard, I have a 100% win rate, right? A 100% win rate, which is unheard of in the industry because nothing works 100% of the time except this trade. It's not Kenny Glick who has a 100% win rate, like as a human being. I developed a trade that when it shows up on the markets, which is now 15 to 20 times a day, every single one of those trades, when you find them, works and provides you a winning trade. See, that's the part a lot of people don't understand. The trade works every single time, right? Every single time, which is hard to believe in itself because nothing works every single time, but this does. And it doesn't have to work every single time. It only has to work 20% of the time to still come out ahead. The illusion is that win rate phrase, the phrase win rate in itself. They don't call me the win rate wizard for nothing, right? The win rate. Win rates are bullshit. You guys understand why I say that with passion every single day? I actually have a trade that works every single time, but that doesn't matter. Are you crazy? You have a trade that works every single time? That's bullshit. I know. It's hard to believe. That's why I do it live every day for the last 20 years. And over the last 5 years, we haven't had one loss on this setup. But that's irrelevant to this conversation. The win rate itself, right? That's the phrase win rate is a made up bullshit phrase to convince people to buy something in the industry that is ripe with fraud. So the headline will say this block has a win rate of 100%, or it has 90% win. So you say, oh my God, so I'm going to make money 90% of the time? No, because I could show you something that has a 100% win rate. And then I could also show you somebody who fucked it up and lost money on that trade. So my strategy is gap reversion, volume weighted average price trading. And when the setup comes, like it did on Moderna, like it did on TJX, like it did on TJ Maxx, like it did on TJ, whatever that TJ stock is, the other one, oh, Target, like it did on Bull, and like it did on the QQQ, right? So all you do every day, and again, if you met me yesterday, this is the same conversation we had yesterday. If you met me 2 weeks ago, this is the same conversation we had 2 weeks ago. I have a trade that works every single time. And now you respond by saying, that's bullshit. And then I say, I know it's hard to believe. So why not come see it for yourself? Because if you were that person, again, those people are in the chat room right now. So what I want you guys to do is, first of all, get off of TikTok and join me on YouTube right now because I want to show you some free shit. So I'm going to do a demonstration on what I did today live on YouTube right now. So if you go to YouTube and do me a favor, here's where you want to go. You want to find me on YouTube. I'm at Hit the Bid Radio. You can Google Kenny Glick. You could Google Hit the Bid. Find me on YouTube. So I don't have to be on TikTok any longer because I'm not enjoying my time here. But I am enjoying it enough to keep it going but I do not like this Chinese bot-driven, no human interaction app that's stealing people's identity. It is an absolute cesspool of misinformation, fake people that are trying to steal your money. And there's 21 people on TikTok that are impersonating me because I know what I'm doing and I make money. I'm taking my feed and putting it out there and then trying to sell you something as if they're me. I don't sell anything. People buy things from me. I don't have to sell anything. So what I do for a living is I trade live in front of people. And then you say, holy shit, this is amazing. Can I be part of this for longer than the 2-week free trial? Yes, now you have to pay. We don't call people. We don't have a sales team. People, this is how the strategy works. You come to my chat room, you will be amazed at what me and my friend Salah do every day. And you'll say, I want to be part of this. And then you join for a month. And then a month goes by and you say, wow, this is amazing. I want to be part of this longer. And then you join for the year, and then you're in. It's a one-time fee. Is it a course? Yes. Is it a chat room? Yes. Is it a pick service? Yes. Do you trade stocks? Yes. Can you teach me about futures? Yes. Can you teach me about options? Yes. Do you do anything else? Yes. And then you learn how to trade volume weighted average price. All right. So let's show you what we did today. So if you're joining us on the TikTok, I'd like you to go to the YouTube. So I'm going to give you a link, and it probably won't work because TikTok stinks. TikTok is awful. It is the worst app, and the day that they shut it down and they break this, it'll be the day that I rejoice in society because it is the worst app, the worst place. They have no law. They have no governing body. They have no way to contact humans, and it is just a cesspool of awfulness. So go there and go to YouTube, because anytime I say an improper word, I get banned. I make fun of myself, I get flagged cyberbullying. There's 21 people on this app impersonating me, selling bullshit copy trading programs and awful crypto ideas and everything as if they're me. And I respond and I send an email to this Chinese awful app. And I'm saying, hey, there's a crime being committed here. People are impersonating me and robbing people using my name. Shut it down. And they do nothing. I send another email. Here are the perpetrators. Here's what they're doing. The guy's calling himself Kenny Glick. Guy's got hit the bid radio 00. Hit the bid with 2 D's. There's 21 impersonators, right? So, but then I'll be on TikTok and I'll say something negative about my dumb-looking face, and I get flagged for cyberbullying when I'm making fun of myself and my own dumb face. On YouTube, I don't have those problems. So come on, join me over at the YouTube, and then take the next step, and you're going to join me on my own website where I can say and do whatever I want at any time. TikTok is the worst app, and when it gets banned from America and we burn this app down, that'll be the way, thankfully. So burn it down, and let me show you some trades that we did today. So if you guys are still debating, if you guys are still chuckling about the 100% win rate, I have a 100% win rate, 100%, and we do it live, not like this guy right here. So like here's why this app sucks, because they allow people to come onto this feed, right? Like XAU, AUD education, obviously a bot. So they're paying to spam my feed. See, that's a scam, because I click on these guys, right? And I go to whatever they're selling me, right? And I try to get there, right? I try to get to what they're trying to sell me. They never even have to sell me anything because it's fake. All of it's fake. All of this shit is fake, right? Well, anyway, No, I still think they're going to inevitably blow this whole thing up. I hope they do, because it's a cesspool of awfulness. Why am I here? Because I'm trying to get you off the app. Come onto YouTube. Let me show you what's up. All right. So if you guys are listening on my website right now, my website being, I got my assistant doing his show on my site right now. So I'm taking a little side action. Right. So if you guys, it's easier if you could see this stuff, right? All right. So check it out. So this morning, as I'm writing an email, and this is what I want you guys to do. If you guys are listening right now, I got a few free things I want to give you, right? I want to give you access to me for 2 weeks for nothing. I want to give you 2 free books. And I want to give you my e-letter that I write every morning. Every morning I send out a letter about what we're planning on doing for the day. It's a nice heads up. And here is the ironic, wonderful part of today in history. On August 19th, I was writing an article about how I believe the market is going to crash because I'm seeing the same signs that I saw in 2021 as we're seeing right now. So I have an imminent crash alert going on, right? And I also have been shorting silver on every pop, right? So I'm writing an article about how I think the market's going to crash, right? And how I hate silver. And as I'm writing the article, here's what happened. As I'm writing the article, the chart pattern that I live my life is called Kardashian bottom, Andy Dufresne multi-day VWAP reversal, right? So if you guys are seeing the chart right now, as I'm writing my article this morning, and the market's selling off, it's negative, and it tried to rally, it's creating this pattern. This is what we call the Andy Dufresne. The Andy Dufresne is when something goes sideways. The reason we call it the Andy Dufresne is because you've got stocks that go sideways. Andy Dufresne was climbing and working his way through the shit pipe, right? The shit pipe of what? Underneath the prison. And when he ran out, he got to the freedom, and then he raised his arms up in the rain, and he ran to say what the nail, right? This chart pattern is called the Andy Dufresne Kardashian bottom because Kim Kardashian's got a big ass. She got a great ass. Got a big ass. This is the butt cheek. This is the second butt cheek. There's the top of the ass crack. So you've got Andy Dufresne going sideways, attempt to get out of the shit pipe right there, creates the Kardashian bottom. When a stock of any kind, no matter what it is, does it work on crypto? It does. Does it work on futures? It does. Does it work on small caps? It does. Does it work on everything that has financial institutions involved? It does. It works on everything. That's what makes it special because it's volume based. And the more people I show this to, the better it works. That's why I'm the Pied Piper of VWAP. The more it works, the better it works, the more it works because it's volume based. So when people say, well, this works so well, you're showing us because the more it works, the better it works, the more it works. The more people we get to do it, the better it works. It's volume based. But remember, we're just following the money, right? We're just following the money. So as I'm writing the article about an imminent crash, we got the Andy Dufresne Kardashian bottom VWAP break, right? So I'm buying what I just said was about the crash.
But you just wrote an article about how you think this is going to go down.
I know, but now it's going up. And as a trader who lives minute to minute in the moment, we're buying. And we got ourselves a 1 minute multi-day VWAP break. And we got paid on the long trade. Now, the price action alone gets us out of the trade. So if you're buying something at 1770.50, we're looking for 1720, 720. Gets to 720, we're selling some, taking some profit. Now we're thinking 722.50. but it doesn't get to 722.50 and it starts to sell off. What do? We sold the rest. Trade's over. We made the money. This trade hasn't failed me in 5 years, and it didn't fail me today. But now, here's where the fun part gets, right? This is the fun part. We got done with the long trade because it showed us that was where to buy. There's the risk. Here's the trade. It made money. Now, I went back to my imminent crash. So now I'm waiting for the market to tell me that I might be right about this idea that I have that the market's going to crash. And then look what happens. We pull back to the volume weighted average price, which is institutional order flow algorithmic line, this blue line. And just like here, where it gets over the blue and over the orange triggers the buyers, if it goes below the blue and then below the orange, what do you think that does? Yes, it triggers the sellers. So now the idea that I had while I was writing the article about the market crashing is starting to take root here. So we went from being long the Qs to then short the Qs, right? And we crushed it, destroyed it, annihilated all these people, and we took all their money. Then it created a new chart pattern called the fake out, shake out, fake them out, shake them out, fake them out, shake them out, and then it starts to rally. Now the short trade is over.
But I thought you said,
I know what I said. You said the market was going to crash over here, and now you're trying to buy it. So now the market went down, and you think the market's going to crash. Now you're buying it again? Yes, because that's trading. So we went from thinking the market was going to go down, but the market told us to buy it. We bought it. We made money. Then the premise that I thought was going to happen, there it is, and we made money. Then we covered, and because we know that the market doesn't ever go down, even though it just did, I know it never stays down. That's why our mantra is the market never goes down, because shorting is short-lived and you're going to die, right? So if you trade around these algorithmic numbers each day, you're going to be on the right side of the same trade while other people are guessing and trying to figure out what they're doing and basing it on speculation and opinions. We're taking all of their money because the meat in the middle is where we live. We don't cover or go long at the lows. We cover and go long in the middle. We don't go short at the highs. We go short in the middle, and we make the money in the middle, and we play both sides. So now we absolutely fucking annihilated it. And now we're not short the Qs. Now we're long the Qs. Now for the trade of the century. And if you don't know it, it's Myrna, Hada, it's Myrna. So if you can believe it, and there's no reason for you to believe it, all these red lines are where we were trading the stock today. This morning I woke up and I saw that Myrna was up huge. They cured cancer, right? So my first instinct was, okay, they cured cancer, right? Stock's up huge. It'll probably pull back to the V, the reversion trade, right? And there she goes. Got engulfing bearish candle, VWAP retrace. Now, what did we learn about 5 minutes ago when I showed you that other trade, the QQQ, right? It's the same thing. You could be short, then long, then short, and then long. It's the same thing with the Myrna. You really want to stay short a stock that just cured cancer? Probably not. But can you make money on these pullbacks? You certainly can. But look what the pullback became. A faux show VWAP break. You're no longer short. You're covering. And now you've gone long and you get paid on the upside. Now look what happens. Then I was like, oh, look, we just hit a double top. Time to sell out and possibly go short for the VWAP retrace. And then here, look what you see. You see that same pattern right there? A little fake them out, shake them out, back above the VWAP. Look, it's the same thing from over here. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. You don't want to be short anymore. So as you're saying, man, this thing looks like it's going to go lower. No, it's not anymore. Take your money, now join the winning team. And we got involved on the long trade, and we all the way to 163 from 124. Then what do we do? You're not going to stay long all day. You're not an investor. You got a triple top high. Then it rolls over and breaks a decent range. So we sold it at 156. And now look what it did. It tested the 156 from underneath, saying, hey, it's probably going to go revert back to the VWAP now. So let's short the Moderna at the 153 for the VWAP retrace, and it goes back to the blue line at 135. Chickadee ching. You understand? In one day, you could be long, short, short, then long, long again, then short, all in the same day on the same stock. That's why when you hear an opinion, or if you hear somebody saying something at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then later that afternoon,
But you said the market was going to crash this morning, and now you're saying you're making all this money on the upside?
yes, because that's trading. We trade what we see. So this morning, the trade that works 100% of the time. Let me say those words again, friends. Hi, I'm over here now. Hi, my name's Kenny Glick. I have a trade that works 100% of the time. You guys on YouTube know what I'm talking about. You guys on TikTokers are just learning. I have a trade that works 100% of the time. Are you saying you have a win rate of 100% of the time? That's what I'm saying, sir. 100% of the time. Does Kenny Glick have a 100% win rate? Absolutely not. The trade has a 100% win rate. There's the difference. I've taken trades that haven't worked. I'm in the stock called Rambus, which can eat a big dick. And I've been in this trade for 12 years. And I finally bought more at $80, and then at 120, and the stock went to 170. And I'm sitting there thinking I'm king of the world. Where is it now? Right at $90. Right? I stick. I don't own stocks. Whenever I own stocks, this is what they do. Here's my Rambus trade. If you guys know about Rambus and my love-hate relationship over the last 30 years with this fucking piece of shit, right here. Here's your 20-year chart, right? You guys know Rambus? Yeah. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let me explain. This is why I don't own stocks. I'm sitting with this thing, right, since 2011. Goes nowhere for a decade. Finally comes out of that shit pipe, the Andy Dufresne, I'm buying more. $18, $22, $31. I loaded up at 50, chopped around for about 2 or 3 years, finally breaks out. Yippee-ki-yay for me. I'm thinking the stock's going to 250. Holy shit, here we go. Finally, I waited 11 years for this damn trade. So I bought more at $80 on the way up. Oh, bad idea. And then it rips to 120. So I was like, you know what? Here we go. I'm buying more at 120. Tanks back to 80. Oh, I hate this stock. Then it finally breaks to 120. So what does the moron like me do? I bought more at 150. The hell am I doing? But I'm thinking the stock's going to 250 like snail dick. And then and I'm thinking, here we go. I waited 13 years for this goddamn thing to do what it's doing. And then what did I do? I bought more at 120. I bought more at 150. And now here it is right back to $90. This is why I don't own stocks. Because this is what happens to me every time. And I know what I'm doing. That's why I don't own. But when I trade, I know I'm not doing anything other than trading what I see when I see it for the day. And that's it. It's over. So as much as I think Moderna could go to 500 a share, the long trade is over, and it became a short. And the short trade is still on because we're allowed to be short now because the stock's giving us permission to be short. Not that I think that this Moderna stock is going to zero. Not that I think that the rumor of their drug is a rumor. I don't know, and I don't care. Tomorrow, if this stock breaks 163.50, it's going to 180, and then 250, and then a million. But right now, I'm taking advantage of the blow off top, that little sell right there, and now I'm covering it as it approaches that blue line, because if it hits the blue line and bounces, that's where squeezes start to begin. But right now, we went from being short to long to short, and now it's still the short, and we're just waiting, and it could be a long again later on today. But let me show you the trade that I've been talking about that works every single time. TJX. So if you guys from TikTok are joining me on YouTube, please join me on YouTube. I have a trade that works every single time. If you guys have just joined me, and I'm demonstrating how we did it today. We went 6 for 6 yesterday, 19 for 19 on Monday, 4 for 4 on Friday. We went 6 for 6 on Thursday, 2 for 2 on Wednesday, 1 for 1. Sometimes it only shows up once in a while. Sometimes it doesn't show up. But if something works every single time, I would suggest that you wait for it to show up and take that trade, right? So why am I looking at TJX? Because I know something about TJX. What the hell is TJX? Right? You guys know TJ Maxx? That's where my parents used to bring me to do my shopping for school, because they would sell last year's cool clothes really, really cheap for broke families like me, so we could say we had some designer brands. That's what TJ Maxx used to be for me. I don't know if it's still that same kind of store. I don't care. Why am I looking at it today? I'm looking at it because they reported earnings. When somebody reports earnings, that creates more opportunity for us to trade, because there's more activity on the name. The volume is more, and the bigger swings will happen on earnings day. Do I speculate on what's going to happen before it happens? No, we don't speculate. That's what makes us better than everybody else at this. We don't need to speculate. And if you are speculating, you still wait. So let's say you did want to speculate. The speculation was here is TJX is gapped down on earnings. So what's our speculation? That somebody's coming along at some point today and is going to cover their short and look to buy this dip. So now we have the idea, the speculative idea, the thesis of our trade. And then what do we wait for? We wait for the chart pattern to validate the idea. And now you got it. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, blue line, orange line. The orange lines and the blue lines are drawn automatically each morning because they are algorithmic institutional order flow lines known as volume weighted average price. And that is how we trade. And every day for the last, now going on 12 years, we find 3 to 5, sometimes 5 to 7, sometimes 7 to 12, sometimes 12 to 15 trades every day. You don't need a scanner, right? There isn't, and again, if you guys watch this video on YouTube or you're on TikTok, if you stick around, right? If you stick around, you will see a video of another service saying that they built a scanner that they spent $3 million on so they could scan the whole market for the next explosive idea. That is bullshit. First of all, nobody spends $3 to $5 million on building a scanner. The scanners are already built. A scanner just looks for the parameters that you've set up for that scanner to look at. Does not help you trade. You still have to place the trade, place your stops, know what you're doing. The scam is that scanner itself. Nobody is spending money, $3 to $5 million on a scanner that scans the entire market for the next explosive idea. First of all, you don't need that. It doesn't exist, and even if it did, you don't need it. How many trades are you possibly going to put on as a human being in one day? You need 2 to 3 good ideas. And how do you find those good ideas? Stick to earnings and stocks that are in the news. So this TJX, Who the hell trades TJX? Nobody, except we did today. Blue line to orange line. You're buying this thing at 144 and banging it out up there at 150. Need a scanner? Then you say, hey, what else reported earnings? Well, let's go check out Bull. Oh, I love this stock. Webull, right? It was coming out of the downtrend a couple of weeks ago. We liked the stock. They reported earnings, and the stock was down. So what do we look for? We look for it to get over the orange line, over the blue line, buy it. And you got yourself a nice 60-cent move on a $7 stock, which is 10%. Then we went and looked at, you guys know about TJ Maxx, right? You know TJ Maxx. Do you know TGT? That's Target. Does that chart look similar to the other one? Here, this is TGT, and here's TJX. Sorry, TJX. Does that look familiar? Under the blue line, back above the blue line explosion. TGT, under the blue line, back above the blue line, back above the orange line explosion. Do you know why? Because the trade works every single time. The orange line is something that we call multiple time frame VWAP. Thank you for asking. And let me show you something. This book, there's two books. Brian Shannon has wrote a book about anchored VWAP. I took what this guy taught me and what his disciple, Zach Hurwitz. So Brian Shannon would be the, I guess, the overlord of VWAP. Zach Hurwitz would be the emperor. I would be the Darth Vader of VWAP, which is cool. I am your father. I'm the Darth Vader of VWAP, right? So what I do now is I've sworn my allegiance. This is my religion. This is my Bible, right? So all I do now, and what I did in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, while I was hemorrhaging cash, losing all my money, shorting the market, on my other account, I was learning more about VWAP and discovering the best trades to use the VWAP. And I have found one. And that's the trade now since 2015 is working at about 80% since 2015. But the last 5 years, we haven't had a loss on this trade. It's hard to believe. I can't believe it myself, but it keeps happening, right? So all it is basically anchored VWAP. I have found where to anchor it to. So Brian talks about anchoring it to certain moments that you believe are significant. I know the significant area. So I anchored it to a certain point, which I built on this program, and we also anchor it to a couple of other levels automatically, and we built that for you. So you could just scroll through the levels, and now it's building those levels for you. As you see, the blue line will stay the same. The orange line changes because it's grabbing a different data set. So we stick to the main one, which is the 1 minute multi-day VWAP rate. So let me say this one more time. If you have a stock that's gapped down on earnings and you break through the blue and the orange after breaking that new low, remember, it's a fake out, shake out, 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So if that parameter happens, so it has the stock reported earnings? Check. Is it gapped down, meaning lower price than it was the night before? Check. Is it breaking a new low at the open? Check. Is it breaking the VWAP and the orange line now? Check. If you check that last box, buy it. So now you got everything you wanted. Gap down stock, broke a new low, breaking the blue, breaking the orange. Buy it immediately. Don't wait for permission. That's your trigger. So everybody looking for triggers, right? That's it. Blue line, orange line, buy it, right? And then the follow through is where you make your money. So now here's the question that I ask people. And this is not a trick question. If you get the answer wrong, you need to take the day off and learn more about VWAP. And again, I'll just give it to you in general. If you buy a stock right? Standard deviations, yeah, we like standard deviations, but I don't use them anymore. I just use the price of the stock after the VWAP. So if you're in a stock at 15 bucks, you buy the stock at 15, and it goes to 17.50. Next thing you know, it hits 17.50, 17.83, breaks back into 17.50, starts to roll over. It's at 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Holy shit, the stock ended at $11. You bought the stock at 15. It went to 17.50 and 17.80. And by the end of the day, this fucker tanks all the way to $11. Was that a good trade or not? Answer. Answer. What's the answer? If you're answering no, then you don't know how to trade. And that's okay, because most people don't. If you buy a stock at 15, right, and it went to 17.50, and then it ended at 11, that's an amazing trade. Because in the middle there, you took your profit, because that's what you do as a trader. 17.50, you buy a stock at 15, you're selling some at 16. You're selling some at 16.50. By 17.50, you're probably done with 65% or 70% of the position. And then on the rollover, you're selling the rest. So by the time it's back to that 15 break even, you're done. Because that's trading. So when I say, again, for instance, when I say these out loud, I'm not trying to trick you. When I say I have a trade that works every time, if it works, like here, for instance, TJX, TJT, there's no doubt the trade worked. 1 minute multi-day VWAP explosion. The stock's up 7 points now. Now your stop is the bottoms and the tops of these ranges, and the blue line is your last stop. So now you have your stops in. So let's say the stock tanks and breaks that price. You're selling another 10%, and then the blue line, the trade's over. So by the time it breaks the blue line, you're done. So when I say it works, it provides a winning trade, you as a trader have to take the money. That's why the scanners are bullshit. Because even if there is a scanner that somebody spent $5 million, it's just so fucking funny. Because you're going to see the commercial after I'm done. Because they run the commercial every 5 minutes. If somebody actually spent $5 million, hey, by the way, if you're thinking about building a scanner, I'll do it for $1 million. If you're thinking about spending, if you're out there and you're budgeting your next scanner build, I'll do it for $1 million. I'll sell you the $4 million. Give me the $1 million. I have a scanner that I built in 2012. It's still better than your scanner, and I built it for $4. I'll sell it to you for $1 million if you're out there. You just spent $4 million on a scanner. I got one. I'll sell it to you for $1 million. It cost me $4 to build it in 2012. So even if you did have a scanner, right? Even if you had a scanner that scanned for the target trade and you're in it, you still have to trade out of it. The scanner gets you into the idea. Okay, now you're in. Now what? Because let me tell you something about wet O, right? My scanner got us in the other day at 18 bucks. The stock went to $53. The stock's back to 18 bucks now. Right? Are you out of your fucking mind? If you didn't sell some, you let it go all the way to 18? It got you in. The scanner did its job. Bang, we're in. Stock went up 40 points. Now it gave back the whole thing because it's a pump and dump piece of shit. You need a scanner? Scanners are bullshit. Win rates are bullshit. Bloomberg terminals are bullshit. Everything that you think you need or know in this industry, hang with me for 2 weeks. You'll see that it's all bullshit. ICT, bullshit. Win rates, bullshit. Prop trading firms, bullshit. Scams. Contests to get funded, scam. Everything's a scam. Learn how to trade, hang with people that know how to trade, and then everything you'll start to see starts to fall away holy shit, everything is a bullshit. And you'll become jaded and cynical and untrustworthy. And that's where you want to be. You don't want to trust an idiot like me talking to you on YouTube and TikTok. You want to see it live, because then trust is earned. Trust is earned. What we do here is legendary. I've been doing this for 30 years. I have personally never, ever, ever seen anything like this before. And I built it. I built this thing. I can't believe it's working like this. We were happy when it was working 70% of the time, which was pretty amazing. Now it's working 100% of the time. That's impossible. I know. But here it is again. We're 6 for 6 today. Right? You got TJX, you got TJT, you got the Bull, you got the Myrna, you got the QQQ. And we're rocking. And it's 11:53. We're having the greatest time of our lives, dancing it out, smoking weed, drinking heavily, doing hallucinogenics last night. Don't even know where I am right now, and I'm banging out winners. Let's go. Who's taking chocolate mushrooms wandering around Manhattan last night like a lunatic? Come on now. I think I was in Manhattan last night. I'm not too sure. I don't even know how I got home.
Well, you run a fund? Well, you can't trust this guy. He lives at home with his head.
That might be true. But whatever you think, right? No matter how jaded and cynical and untrustworthy you are, you're full of hate. I love the internet. It's a cesspool of hate and anger and fury. I love it. You should be that way. You should not trust anybody in this industry talking about the markets unless they do it the way that I do it. Come and see. Here's my email address. My personal email address is kennyglick@aol.com. Email me, or better yet, I will give you free shit. Well, sometimes nobody wants free shit. Free stuff. Better? I don't want no free shit. So here is what I want you to do. First of all, get off TikTok, right? And go to this link. That's my YouTube show. And if you want a lot of free shit, here's some more free shit for you. Or shall I say, free stuff. So go here, and you will get my newsletter, and you'll be invited to all of our special gatherings and all that stuff. Do you see that? Oh, it's not coming up? I think it's because I put a .com on it, it doesn't allow me to. All right, so the best thing to do, go to hitthebid.com. That's my website. Or email me. So my email is, let me see if this works. I don't know why nothing works when I do it. Kenny, thank you. Kenny Glick at AOL. Kenny, 2 N's. Kenny Glick. Did that come up? Can I even type? Well, come on YouTube. How do you get all those things on the monitors? I don't know what it means. Honest, genuine. I've been watching a lot of traders. I'm about to get into this heavy. Why pick you over them? Because I do it for free for 2 weeks, and it's going to blow your fucking mind. 2 weeks. That's 10 full days of trading with the master. And if 3 days ago was the first time you joined us, these last 3 days, we are at 100% win rate for the week. Hi, I'm over on YouTube, but come on over, man. The other line is called Anchored VWAP, but we anchored it. I built it to anchor it to something very specific, and I'll show you where to do it once you come to the site. Anchored VWAP. I call it the multi-day. So if you're just joining us, hello, welcome to the party. My name's Kenny Glick. We're on YouTube and TikTok right now. The guy that I trained how to trade, he's running my website right now, which is awesome. It's also a nice indictment. Yes, it's a Bloomberg term. Yes. No, that's a running joke. I know you guys are asking me about Bloomberg terminals because you guys, that's my trigger word, right? If you don't know the joke, nobody uses Bloomberg. You guys have been spoon-fed some bullshit just like everything else. Nobody. I haven't had a Bloomberg terminal since 1993. You know why? Because nobody needs a Bloomberg terminal. Nobody needs a Bloomberg terminal, and nobody trades Forex. And if you see somebody selling you a scanner that spits out Forex winners, you tell them that you'll take the other side of those trades and you'll outtrade them. Nobody trades Forex. There aren't even any scanners involved in it. Nobody trades Forex. And nobody has a Bloomberg terminal unless you're a bond trader with $6 billion under management and you're looking to do some black market trading behind the scenes. But again, that's another thing that people think that you need. Nobody needs anything except think or swim, my script, and then hang with me and my pal Solid Jello every day. And all we do is win. Well, what happens when you don't? We lose. There will be some losing days. I haven't had a losing trade other than this option trade that I put on Tuesday for Friday expiration, which I knew was going to lose in the first place, but I made that money back 30-fold since that day. Orange Juice Jones, I saw you and him walking in the rain. Do you trade Forex? You trade the currency pairs? Do you make money consistently for 18 months? Are you making at least $5,000 a month doing it? You can join our team. Seriously, if you can answer the questions that are yes to all of that, we'll give you money. If you're making at least $5,000 a month for the last 18 months trading Forex, I will give you $100,000. Are you the guy that sent me all your runs that you made $32 in 2 years? That's not $5,000 a month for 18 months. So you're making $20,000 a month? Well, what do you don't need me then. So if you guys are interested, right, what we're doing now is I'm just acquiring you guys. Now, I thought this is working. All right, so if you guys want to do something, go to YouTube right now so you can see my screen a little bit better. All right, so I want everybody to get off the TikTok because Kenny Glick is going to get banned. That's me. I'm going to be banned from TikTok inevitably. I say bad things. I use bad language. I pantomime sometimes sexual acts, and I get flagged. And I'm on the brink of being banned from TikTok for life. How you doing? So my YouTube channel is Hit the Bid Radio. So if you Google Hit the Bid Radio, you'll find me on YouTube. Come join me, and you'll be able to see me on both spots. All right? So, hey, look, this guy made it. All right, nice to see you. So what I've been trying to tell you for the last 10 years is I have a trade that works a lot. Over the last 5 years, it's worked every single time. It's not investing. It's not swing trading because those are losing ideas. Swing trading does not work. The swing trader who's good at it is so elite. It's the hardest thing to do there is because when you're a swing trader, you're taking all the risks with limited reward. The swing trader is exposed to the overnight risk. You don't know what's going to happen. As the day trader knows exactly what we're doing. Like that's why we're buying Beyond Meat the last couple of days. You think we're investing in Beyond Meat? The company's going out of business. But Beyond Meat did a reverse stock split a couple of days ago. A reverse stock split makes a stock susceptible or vulnerable. If you don't know what susceptible means, it makes it vulnerable to a squeeze. I know that. Did you know that? Did you know that? Now you know that. Okay, so you take it under advisement. Beyond Meat, nobody's buying this stock. I know, but we are now because of the reverse stock split that happened a couple of days ago. Right there. When a stock has a reverse stock split, you know why and you understand what happens there? Well, you should. So then we take that under advisement and we wait for the faux show bro VWAP break. Faux show bro VWAP break. And we get paid buying this dog shit stock that we all know inevitably is going to zero. And that's what I love about trading. So when everyone's complaining about this Oracle trade, oh my God, Michael Burry short in Oracle. Fuck Michael Burry. They're going to come for his other eye. The guy's going to be wandering the streets. I called the crash of 2009. Ooh. The guy's going to be carted out on a stretcher. He's a one-hit wonder. He called one thing right. He hasn't done anything right since. So now, because he's got that reputation of knowing what he's doing, he's now victimizing people. Because if you keep following this guy, right, you're going to lose. So we know that. We know that he's on the losing side of all these trades right now. So we're just waiting for the confirmation of how stupid this guy is. And there it is. Fake him out, shake him out, VWAP break, blue line to the orange line. Look, blue line, orange line, sold to you. Thanks, Michael Burry, for the buying opportunity in Oracle because you're a moron. I'm glad you called one crash in your life. Yeah, good luck with that. And again, I think he's going to be right. I do think there's going to be another crash in the next 30 to 60 days. But I don't position myself for that. I'm not a fucking idiot. The market never goes down. But it went down for 40 minutes today, and I made that money. Tomorrow, I'll come in thinking the market might crash. If it shows up on the chart, I get involved. If it doesn't, I don't get involved. But as these guys are talking about, oh, he's the only one that knows about the accounting scandal going on at Oracle. This company is done. The AI is going to eat them up, even though they're getting involved in AI. Okay, whatever, Michael Burry, you're an idiot. So I still just take it under advisement. Michael Burry was right this morning because Oracle provided a short first. You can't stay over the orange line and you break back below the blue, you tend to go down. But we know that shorting is short-lived and Michael Burry is going to lose his other eye. So we take advantage of the upswings as well as day traders who make money on the way down and then on the way back up. While everybody's talking about Michael Burry, we're buying the stock, crushing that one-eyed freak. You see what I'm saying? Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows except VWAP knows. Kenny Glick doesn't know. ICT doesn't work. Nothing works. This is the only thing left. And it works better than ever because the smart people who know that algorithmic volume-based trading is the only way to make money. Only way they make money. That's it. And then you just do the same thing over and over again. It's not knowing about economics. And to that guy that criticized me the other day, nobody gives a shit about economic data. You think I'm making my decisions based on the beige book? You think I give a shit about the CPI 3 to 4 days ago? You think I give a fuck what TJX or Moderna do? I don't give a shit if one cured cancer and the one makes dildos in Colorado. I don't give a shit. I want to make money. And how do you make money trading? Algorithmic, volume weighted, average price, institutional order flow trading. That's the only way. It's the only way. Because you're not outsmarting the market. You are the market. You're not beating the market. You are the market. So you'll never be manipulated again. You'll be the manipulator. And you'll be manipulating Michael Burry and Tom Lee and Kathy Wood, who are all a bunch of hacks. And that's why I hate the bull market. Because the bull market that never ends, and again, if you guys saw that last statistic, you know the market never goes down, right? From 1957 until today, the market has hit a new high on an average of 18 to 19 every 19 days over the last 55, 60 years. You know why? Because the market never goes down. Do you know why the market never goes down? Raise your hand. Guy in the back. Guy in the back. You know why the market never goes down? Oh, it went down this morning. Shh. Do you know why the market never goes down? Let me explain. It's called mutual funds, retirement plans, 401ks, KIOs for you self-retired guys, Roth IRAs, yes, sir, right. Oh, right, yes. The dividend reinvestment plan, yes, that too. So there are vehicles out there, right, where money is pouring in no matter what. People have it auto set coming out of your payday. I have what's called a dividend reinvestment plan. Dividends get reinvested in the stock. It's an automatic thing. Money's going in automatically. There is trillions of dollars coming in. It has to be put to work by law. In the bylaws of most funds, they need to put a huge amount of that money to work. So how do they make money? If we're just going to go constantly, slowly, straight up, they have to invent things for us to be scared of, right? They have to invent things for us to be afraid of. They have to invent things to try to make the market go down in an environment where we're never going down. So when we do get those markets to give back a little bit, we always go back up because the money has to be put to work. They built an industry based on all this other bullshit. So then you pay the mutual fund managers, the hedge fund managers, the financial advisors, and all these other people that pretend that they know something that you don't know. And again, they do. And you can't be bothered with all that other stuff, but you don't need them. You buy the QQQ and you're set for life. You're going to be better than all of them. Long-term investing works, but not on individual stocks. You buy the market. And the reason the market never goes down is why? Other than the constant flow of money. Now you know that. Why else? Why else? Why else does the market never go down? Government. The government of these United States took it over. It's called the Obama button now. Because in 2008 and 2009, the bankers themselves tried to break the market. And who went to jail for it? Martha Stewart. You had the banking system themselves try to break capitalism and the markets. And the government of these United States had to come to the rescue of the financial markets to save capitalism and free markets themselves, which then created the socialistic, communistic version of the stock market that we're in now. It's a government-induced bull market now. So that's why we're never going down, ever, again. That doesn't mean we're not going to crash and correct along the way. They have to shake it up so they can have wealth transfers and keep the illusion that it's doing that because of something that you don't know. It's all computer program controlled by the government. And the Obama button that was created in 2008 to save the markets, now they just hit the button. Anytime the market gets a little bit shaky, somebody hit the button! Hit the button! And they hit the button like 6 times on March 31st, and it went nuts. On March 31st, they hit the Obama button 3 different times. And look what happened. They hit the button here, power gap. They hit the button again, power gap. They hit the button again. Stop pressing the fucking button. The market was never supposed to do this. So now we're suffering the consequences. Well, then again, this is the best trading I've ever done in my life. The reason the market's going sideways now is that this ridiculous government-controlled Obama button buy program that turned into a most epic squeeze in the history of the market, this should never have happened. 555 to 635 was pretty awesome. We should have consolidated here and then maybe made a new high. But we rallied more so in this short period of time. That's why we now have to consolidate this monstrous gain. It's not that the AI bubble has burst. It's not that Snail, Dick, SNDK, and MU are bad companies now. It's not that NVIDIA is overvalued or some shit. It's just that it went too far, and now we need a correction. Those corrections sometimes become deeper and somewhat crashes, and inevitably, no matter how much we crash and correct, we always come back. Because if we didn't come back, this country would be broke, and the U.S. states of America would be the Roman Empire. So when everybody hears about that debt, and again, I don't know whether you're whatever political affiliation you are, right? People that say, oh my God, this president's created all this debt, and he has. And again, if you're not a hypocrite, everything that he said he was going to do is now the complete opposite. Again, I don't know how you feel about that. I'm not here to talk about that. But I live in reality. Like, I live in reality. What he said was he was going to lower the deficit, create the Doge and the tariffs, and all that was going to help. And what has it done? Nothing but add to inflation and added to the deficit, which is now 37 trillion. But that number, they throw it out there. Oh, the war is costing all. Who do we owe the money to? Right? Hey, America, pay up. We're going to kick your ass. Right? If you lose a bet and Joey shows up at your house, you owe that 200. We're going to kick your ass. You better find that 200. Nobody's coming to our house looking for the 37 trillion. Does it exist at all? Who cares? Does that matter to anybody? If the United States government is 7 trillion in debt or 37 trillion, who the hell cares? We just kick the can down the road, print some money, nobody gives a shit. Then one day they're going to pretend that it does matter. The market's going to crash. And then 6 weeks later, nobody will give a shit about it then either. And round and round and round we go. But does that matter to the day trader? Let me say this one more time. Nobody gives a shit about the beige book. Nobody cares about global uncertainty. Nobody gives a shit about macroeconomics. We're not hedge fund managers here with trillions of dollars or billions of dollars under management, wondering if we need to hedge ourselves. What we do is irrelevant to everything. We just trade price intraday. Is anybody hinged on the CPI data that came out last Wednesday? 2 minutes after it came out, nobody cared.
Oh, well, it's implying that the gauge of the inflation has been rising. So, if we do some math based on the dollar debasement premise and, talking about Keynesian market traps, maybe I shouldn't put this TJX trade on. Shut the fuck up. What the hell are you even talking about?
It means nothing. That's why if you're out there, let me say this again, economic data, nothing matters. We're day traders. We trade the reaction to whatever's going on. It doesn't matter what the data is. CPI, beige book, global uncertainty, none of it matters. You're wrong. I'm right. I win. You lose again. So at the end of the day, somebody wanted to debate with me. So he's writing some hurtful things on the internet about me, how I'm dangerous and reckless. I'm the least dangerous reckless trader you'll ever meet, because I know economic data doesn't mean shit. That's what makes me less reckless, because I know I only trade price and what's actually happening. You see, I win, you lose again. So if my attitude and my ideas and how I trade make me money, once again, I win, you lose again. So you want to debate with me, or you want to make money? I got a guy out there telling me I'm reckless. Reckless, right? Yeah, I'm reckless. I got a trade that works every time. It's crazy. I'm reckless. So anyway, guys, do me a favor. Google me on the YouTube. Come join me on YouTube. Send me an email right now. And you can be reckless and dangerous with me all day, baby. I'm the most reckless, dangerous trader you'll ever meet in your life, where I take every trade where risk rewards in my favor. I make money on almost every trade I place. Completely reckless. Absolutely have no idea what I'm doing. I'm broke as shit. This is just my aunt's bedroom. And I live in my mom's basement and all that other stuff. But yes, I give real-time examples. Right now, I've been done with my day since about 10:45. The only thing we had on was a Myrna short. And that trade came to an end while we were sitting here, right? Got down to the VWAP, broke back over my red line, trade's been over. I've only traded the Qs, Myrna, TJ. I didn't trade the TJX. And again, let me just wrap this up by asking you to email me. And let me tell you one more time. This ain't about me, friends. I'm just the Pied Piper of information and the Pied Piper of VWAP. I'm the Christopher Columbus of VWAP, right? What I've discovered here is a trade that works every single time. I know it's hard to believe that it works every single time. But now 5 years later, we haven't had a loss on this trade. If you're just joining us, that's 100% win rate on this trade, right? But trade signals don't work, alerts don't work, nothing works. Scanners don't work, none of that works. You have to be waiting, ready, and then trade. So what we do for a living is that. We have a list of stocks every day. And if you like that list of stocks every day, just go to the YouTube channel right now. I'm going to give you a link. And this will bring you where all the free stuff is, right? So here's the free shit. Well, let me say free stuff. So there's free stuff. And each morning, what I do is I send out a letter. And usually it's some sort of, it's fun. I'm a funny guy. Funny guy. Funny how? Well, my e-letters are, I talk about what happened yesterday. I talk about what we're going to do today. I make fun of other people for not knowing what they're doing. You get a list of stocks that we're looking at. Then I send another video highlighting what I'm going to do on the chart, and then you join me live. But the free stuff is usually the letter and the video, and then joining me live, that's what costs money. But for 2 weeks, I let everybody hang with me so they can bask in my awesomeness, because I am the internet's best trader. There isn't anybody that can compare to me. I would go up against anybody on the internet. And if you're out there, and I don't want to compete with some ordinary Joe, I'm talking about these fake gurus out there trying to spam my feed. If you're out there and you're listening, I'll put up $100,000 of my own money to outtrade you in a contest. And I'm trying to get it sponsored by TikTok and YouTube to see who the #1 internet trader is. I'd be willing to sponsor the whole thing. I'll build the platform. I'll hire the lawyers. I'll get the accountants involved. I'll put up the prize money. But here's what I want. Right? When I win, I don't want your money. I just want you to go away. And go away. Stop spamming my feeds. Shut your service down. Admit that you're a fraud. And just go away. You're not going to beat me. You might be able to tie me because you can't beat a trade that works every time. But I don't want your money when I win. I just want you to leave and get the hell out of this industry and stop scamming people. And nobody takes me up on this challenge. I've been doing this since '07. Not one person has taken me up on the challenge. And I've called them out by name, insulting them, ripping their mothers apart, making fun of their sisters, talking about how I might be their fathers. Nobody picks me up on the challenge. You know why? Because just that. They're making money frauding people for 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 grand a month. So why are they going to take me up on a challenge so I can prove that they don't know what they're doing to expose their entire business model? And that's why ICT included, right? ICT's bullshit. Everything in this industry is bullshit. The only thing that works is what I do, because I have morphed. I've been doing this since 1992. I have watched the transition of the market from fractions to decimals. I've seen the evolution of 1987, the first algorithm that was in. Order flow is the only thing that you need. Order flow is volume weighted average price. I don't know who Greg Stacker is. But again, and let me talk about this, right? So, for instance, let's say I have $20 million in an account, right? I could put a pretty large trade on. So the contest that I want to do is not about money, right? Because if you have more money than I do, you could just put on a monster trade, $20 million entry, stock goes up a couple of points, you can make 100,000. That doesn't make you a good trader. You just have a lot of money. I find new ideas every day that make money. Nobody could find as many high quality ideas that I do that work intraday than me. And that's what I'd like to see. Nobody. You can't, because right now I'm at 100%. So it's impossible just based on math. I have something that works every single time. Almost 5 years now. 5 years in a row. It's 1,582 in a row of this particular setup that has provided a winning trade. And by the way, if you guys heard me yesterday, I told you I was buying MSTR, right? Why am I buying MSTR? Because I read an article about how they're going out of business, right? And I hate this stock. I hate Michael Saylor. I hate Bitcoin. Well, then again, I don't hate as much as I used to, because now that it's crashed. But what I do know about this industry is when everybody's saying something's going to go lower, that's when I run towards the fire and I wait to see. And here's why I'm loving MSTR. Because everybody's saying how it's going to zero. Oh, good. That's a good time to be buying it. If everyone's saying that one thing. Wham. And if you like that trade, then you must be loving Coinbase. Right? And if you're loving Coinbase, then you love the bull. And if you're loving the bull, right, then you're loving Hood. You see how it's all the same chart? You see how it's all the same trade? The whole market's rigged. It's all one big casino shit show of bullshit. And when you trade it like that, you'll be a good trader. It's bullshit, all of it. It's a rigged virtual casino game. This shit ain't even real. If the market reflected companies and how much money they make, we'd be sitting here like this. Now just imagine that for 6 hours. Why would a stock move so much? Has the company changed that drastically every day? No. The reason stocks go up and down so much each day is because of speculation, fear, greed, algorithms. And that's it. If the market based anything on fundamentals, it wouldn't move. Right? You'd have a Moderna where you have an explosion to the upside because they have really important news about curing skin cancer or something. And then you'd have most stocks who just sit around doing nothing. But you never do that because there's so much rampant fear, greed, speculation, and algorithms just talking back and forth to each other with if-then statements. So what you do is you just trade the bullshit. And when you realize that it's all bullshit, you'll be a great trader. It is absolute rubbish. 95% of what you think you need to know in this industry is absolute bullshit and worthless information. The market is rigged. It's pre-programmed to do these things. And if you're still out there, nobody gives a shit about economic data. I win. You lose. Again. Go ask your kids about me. So you want to debate or you want to make money, right? I say that every day, right? You want to fuck around? Well, fuck around and find out what this is, right? Because when you see this shit in action, you'll never see the market the same ever again in your entire life. And you'll be like me. I had 3 different careers, or actually 5 different careers. I was in the music industry. I have a gold record and a platinum record under my name. I used to be in the music business, Bubby. I used to be in the music industry. I produced a record, baby. I got a gold record to my name. How many of your influencer friends can say that? I got a platinum record, baby. I helped produce Ace of Base, Tony Braxton, and I was there when Outkast first came on the scene, baby. I've had a long life. I'm 55, baby. 55! I don't got time to mess around. Well, then again, I do have time to mess around. But I came from the record industry. I was a stand-up comedian. Or I thought I was. I still think I am. I was in the record industry. I was in the TV industry. I worked at Saturday Night Live for a while. And then I found this. And I was a stockbroker for a while. After that movie, Boiler Room, that was my story. Somebody wrote the story before me. This guy, Gary, he wrote it. We lived that life, right? That's a good question. So what was my point? Oh, right. I learned everything I do now from the School of Hard Knocks, and that's the best school, right? So that's why now, instead of you guys losing money, I've done all the losing for you. Right? You get it now? I'm the loser you need in your life. But now I'm a winner because I've lost enough. Right? So now, because I've taken my beat downs, because I've lost my life savings 2.5 times, because I was on the verge of divorce, my kids weren't talking to me, I was smoking rock in a freaking glory hole on exit 58 on the Garden State Parkway. That part's not true. Maybe it was. You don't even know what a glory hole is, do you? Anyway, the point is, I was on the brink of disaster, and I brought myself back using this trade. And I'm still on the resurrection tour. Can I get an amen for the resurrection tour? Can I get a what? From the guy in the back. Can I get a hallelujah? And you will see, right? You will see that this is the way. This is the only way. Because I'm telling you it is. I've tried everything else. Stochastics, bullshit. Bollinger Bands, garbage. Moving averages, worthless. ICT, garbage. You need a Bloomberg terminal? You don't. All you need, and I was there for the dwarf tossing, yes. I was there for the dwarf tossing. Yes, I was very uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable going to dwarf tossing. I was there with the hookers underneath the desks too. That made me uncomfortable too. And I still, to this day, I've never paid a woman to do anything sexual to me. That might be true or not. I'm not sure. I used to be an alcoholic too. How you doing? So maybe some of those nights, I don't even know. Maybe I should stop telling these stories. But the point is, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. I did a lot of losing. So now a lot of what I do is I teach people not to do those things. Don't do those things that almost cost me my life, not just my money. I was in a bad way. Now look at me. I'm handsome. Look at me. How good looking I am. 55, trim, feeling good, making money, having a good time. I drink a little bit still because people who don't drink frighten me. I smoke weed every night. Having a good time. I'm having a really good time with this. And know what's keeping me going? You guys. You guys on YouTube. You guys on TikTok. But I can't be a part of this TikTok thing if they keep throwing me off for saying bad words or being funny, right? So that's why I tell you, email me, get on my list. I'm going to give you free stuff. I got 2 books that I got. I got free trials. Wait till you meet my guys. Come and hang out with us. This is the greatest time to being a trader. This is the greatest time to be a trader in the history of trading. You have not missed anything. It is right here for you. Because if today was your first day, you'd be like, oh shit, this is amazing. So it's free. Come on in. So if you're on the YouTube, here's the link again. Here's the link. Please join me on YouTube. And then click that link and you will start getting free stuff. And then we will send you into our chat room and you will hang out with some of the greatest traders you'll ever be around. Me, my guy that I taught, the 170 to 250 to 300 people that show up and trade with us live every day. We've got about 1,000 members. And, again, some people never show up anymore. And, again, my business model is flawed because when I do train you well enough, you don't need your Uncle Kenny anymore. I'm sad to see you go, but I'm happy because you're flying the coop. You're a big bird now. You get to fly, and make the money yourself now. But you got to get to that point. Thank you for joining the fan club. And if you're here, please give me a couple thousand likes while we're here. We got 500 people watching us. Nice to see you guys. There's somebody I like. I day trade. I use VWAP, volume profile, book map, stuff like that. Perfect. Yeah. You can cut off the book map. But yeah, volume profile is pretty damn cool. With the nodes, we have a girl that loves that. Her name is Vance. I don't use volume profile as much anymore because I just use price action. And this has been the best year I've had. And again, not monetarily. I've had years where I've made millions of dollars. Now I'm coasting, but it's the fact that these trades are working so well now. Other people are making money. I live vicariously through all of my members, and we're all making money. And I do this the right way, free, for at least 2 weeks. Sometimes I let you hang out for a month without having to pay for anything. Inevitably, everybody pays. What up, Derek? That's my buddy Derek from high school. He knows me, right? Look how far I've made it, Derek. Only Derek knows what I'm talking about now. But listen, I don't want to cut you guys off because I like having a group of people here. But I want to take you all, and I want to all give you a nice group hug. How you doing? Good to see you. My name's Kenny Glick. Take a second right now. Email me, kennyglick@aol.com. Right? Take a second right now. Email me. Is Bloomberg a scam? Bookmap? I don't even know. I don't know about book maps. I was thinking of the book. I have an ARCA book. It's like it shows you depths of the market. It's handy. So that's my story. I've been doing this my whole life. I make money, and people around me make money through osmosis. This ain't a pitch service. It ain't no book. It ain't selling no course. I'm selling a way of life, baby. A way of life, buddy. You're going to love it. Come and meet us.
Bobby.
Derek, what's up? So here's my friend. Here's what I ask you to do, right? So all I need you to do is email me. I don't have a phone, but I would tell you to call me. Email me. Which concept do you use to trade? Only VWAP, volume weighted average price, gap reversion on earnings. My email is kennyglick@AOL.com. Let me type it for you. I try to. Well, this is why I want you guys to come on to the YouTube. It's a lot easier for me to show you stuff. So if you can, do me a favor. Hey, what up? If you guys are interested, join me on the YouTube show right now so I could give you the links. Because the link here, this will get you on the mailing list. You get some free shit. Right? Have you ever used the ICT? No. And again, I'm a jaded person, cynical person. Because so many people ask me about it, I immediately hate it. I don't even know what it is, but I don't want any part of it. Because if that many people are saying something about it, I run. I've got something that works, and I do that. So whatever ICT is, and I don't know what it is. To be honest, I know the name, I know it's something, but I don't like it. Right? By definition. And that's why when people come onto the show and they say, well, I don't like you. I know. I get it. You shouldn't. I'm just an idiot on the internet talking about the stock market, right? But give me a chance. That's all I ask people. Give me a chance. I'll give you 2 weeks to hang with me. You're going to love me. Ask my wife. Took her about 6 or 7 months to realize how cool I was. And now I've been married for 26 years. It's all about making money. There you go. Precisely. Tell me something good. What do you want to know? I don't trade Europe. No. The United States market's open 24 hours a day. You don't need to buy. You don't need to trade Europe. You can. It's all the same stuff. It's all just ebb and flow of order flow. That's all it is. So, and again, if you guys, I know you guys are really concerned about my status in life. Again, it doesn't matter. It's about what we do together tomorrow, right? I trade everything. Gold, you can trade gold. I trade silver. Big fan of silver. I'm more of a bullion guy. I buy 10 ounces. I buy about 10 or 20 ounces every week, month. I'm a stacker of silver. I love baseball cards. I collect Grateful Dead artwork. Toys, all kinds of weird shit. But mostly I trade gap reversion in stocks that report earnings, like today, TJX, TJ Maxx, Target. We traded Bull, we traded the Qs, and of course Moderna, which has a cancer breakthrough. So that's pretty exciting. NASDAQ, yeah, the QQQ is the NASDAQ, absolutely. Yes, NASDAQ, yes. My most valuable card? Well, I did sell my Cam Schlittner autograph for $800. What is my most valuable card now? I don't even know. It's got to be the 57. I have a pretty nice 57 mantle. I mentor every day, 4 hours a day. Come and join me. Yeah, that's why we're here. So for 4 hours a day, from 8 till about 12, I do this show. And then because we're all degenerate losers, we never really leave unless I go play pickleball. I take a nap. But we're usually here all day, and we basically, I don't trade too much between 12 and 3:15 because that's the dead area. But when the market's really strong, then it doesn't matter. You have activity all day. But most of the best trades are happening pre-market, at the open, and then 9:45 to 11:45. Russell 2000, yeah, anything that moves, but I trade very specifically around earnings reports. Not only do I have experience with prop firms, I invented the prop firm. 1997. We had a prop firm called Daytech. You guys heard of Daytech? That wasn't me. We spun off, and I didn't spin off. two guys that I know spun off from Daytech, and they called it Edge Trade, and we were one of the first prop firms ever. But we did it the right way. If you had money, we would give you 4-to-1 leverage, and then we'd help you out a little bit on how to trade, and then you just went to work. There was no contest to become funded. That's a scam. They're trying to get you to pay for something that you don't need to pay for. Most prop firms will just give you the leverage because they don't care about you. If you have $5,000, come on in. We didn't care if you knew what you were doing, right? Back in the day, right? So you put your $5,000 in. We gave you 10 times buying power. You had $50,000 intraday. But if you lost the $5,000, your account got shut down. That's how it's supposed to work. These contests to get funded is bullshit. It's bullshit. By the way, if you like silver, big fan, want to see something sweet? Look how beautiful this coin is. And this is just a silver round. I paid only $62 for these. This is awesome. I buy 20 lots, 20, 50 lots of these. I love it. So build earnings. That's a great question, right? So we don't trade before the earnings come out. We'll trade it tomorrow morning after they report, right? Look at this one. Oh, it's the same one. This was the one they put out for the 250th anniversary. It's beautiful. But no. I'll tell you a little bit about it. What I've learned over the last 30 years, buying options in any strategy before an earnings report comes out is a losing game over an extended period of time. You might hit once in a while, but yes, I scout every day. That's the main trade. But never buy options in any form, whatever strategy, before earnings reports come out. It's a losing game. And if you just say, well, I did this and I did that. Yeah, I know. So did I. I've had my wins. But what works over an extended period of time is what you want to focus on, right? So buying options, straddles, strangles, short strangles, the only thing that works over time is actually selling premium. Selling the short strangle on the earnings report, because most people who buy options lose. So you take their action. But that's still a risky game because you're exposed to unlimited risk on the call, and you're exposed on the put side as well. So what do? We don't do those things. We don't do them at all. Never buy options before earnings reports come out. We trade them the next day, like TJX, like Target. So again, that's a great question. So now we know. So what I do for a living now is I tell you every day what works. It's this the only thing that works left. It's the only thing left that works is volume weighted average price, gap reversion, right? Right? What doesn't work is everything else, especially buying options before earnings reports come out, because you're overpaying and you're guessing. So you're a 2-time loser even before the trade starts. So why would you do it? Don't. I just made you a better trader. Because most people do a lot of stuff that work once in a while, and you think that's going to work more. It doesn't. What works every time? This thing that I have works every single time. And that's not going to work every single time either. Inevitably, it's going to only work, let's say, 70% of the time. You're still going to come out ahead. No, the worst thing you could do is buy 2 weeks out. That's even worse. Because now you're paying even more money on a guess. You buy after the numbers come out, after the stock makes the move, and then you get involved when the options are now 80% cheaper than where most people bought them. Yeah, Friday I love trading options because they all expire that day. What's up, Israel? And by the way, if you're out there right now, I want to play a game with you now that I got some new friends here. I love giving away free stuff. And if you like baseball cards, there's a Gem Mint Ron Darling card from the 84 Topps Traded set. Can you explain this in Grateful Dead terms? I can. Because one man gathers what another man spills. Huh? See what I did there? We gather what the other man spills, and that's where we make a living, right? Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. Right? You didn't think you'd be learning about trading, but suddenly you're here learning about trading in the strangest of places. I like that, right? So right now, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 87. And if you can guess that number, I will give you a $10 gift card for iTunes. Go. First person who nails it. Actually, 2 people that nail it, I'll give it 2-way. I got 2 more left. After I see the number go by, I will say it to you, and then you email me, and I will give you a copy of this because I was mailing them away, but you don't have to mail them, apparently. I was so silly. You could just scratch it off and give you the number. Nobody's got them. Keep going, people. One guy's close. It's a number between, I'll narrow the parameters, between 10 and 75. Between 10 and 75. Nobody's got it yet. Unbelievable. Don't you know me by now? Nobody's got the number. Oh, my God. I'll narrow it down. There it is. There's one. There it is. Where are you? I saw it go by. Hold on. All right. M. You got it. Number 43. Congratulations. Let's see if anybody else got it. All right. There you go. All right. Gizzo Brown and somebody else. So now email me at kennyglick@AOL.com. I will scratch these off for you. Send you a picture on your Uncle Kenny. All right? Just email me. I'll give you $10. And I got about 7 more of these left because we used to give these away as Christmas presents. And I don't even know if anybody uses iTunes anymore, but apparently you do. So they're yours. I got a $25 one. I got a $50 one. And I do give away some silver coins, too, from time to time. But what I'm giving away today is me. Hold me. Love me. I just hugged it out with all of you. The number was 43. Congratulations. Those 2 people that got it. Now email me, and you get a gift card. And if anybody needs a members-only jacket, do I trade order flow? That's all I trade. Yes. I trade volume-weighted average price, as well as anchored VWAP. So this is the Bible. If anybody needs to know, we'll have the author on in a couple of weeks. Brian Shannon. This is the 2nd version of his book. And this is the only trading that works now. And I could talk about that from experience. Actually, I do have a jacket that I want to give away if you're actually interested. Stay tuned. Wait, I want to see if it's still in my. I'm a hoarder. I don't like throwing things away. Somebody bought me a jacket back in the day. I still think I have the tag. Hang on a second. Holy shit, it's still in my closet. Oh, man. I thought my wife threw it away. I don't throw stuff away. I'm a hoarder. Would anybody like this jacket? I'm being serious right now. And this is the kind of crazy person I am. Would anybody like an express tan jacket? Brand spanking new. I never wore it. It's been sitting in my closet for about, 6 or 7 years. Want me to model it for you? Hold on a second. Here you go. Anybody want it? I'm never going to wear it, and I'm never going to throw it out. So if you'd like it, I will send it to you. So come to the website and we'll play some trivia on Thursday night and somebody will have this jacket. I would be more than happy to send it to you, my new TikToking friends, because from your Uncle Kenny, the hoarder, because I can't get rid of stuff unless I know it's going to a good home. And again, I have a computer right there, which I'm probably getting rid of within the next 6 weeks. I will be giving that away to some lucky person on the internet as well. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. I give away all my stuff. Inevitably, I want to purge. I have some other stuff I want to purge, but we can't talk about that right here on TikTok. So nobody's asking the most apparent question you should be asking. You seem pretty distracted. Aren't you trading today? I'm done. That's why we're hanging out and having a good time. I had a really nice day. I caught the Moderna. I left 30 points on the table. I had the Qs long, and then I had them short. Didn't go long. I had the silver. And I think, again, if you guys are just joining me, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everybody. Please email me right now. Click that link from the YouTube. And if you guys have a chance, join me on YouTube so you can see my screen a little bit better. I'm streaming on both platforms. I'm streaming on 3 different platforms right now. And on Thursday night, we usually get together and we have a gay old time. In a Flintstones way, of course. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but right now it's time for me to go, right? And I would love, how much money have I made trading? Depends on what year. But I want you guys to keep all those questions, and they're all great questions. I want you to come and join me on my website. Please follow me on YouTube, so if I ever get kicked off TikTok, which I'm on the verge of getting kicked off, I've been warned by TikTok. I'm on my last warning. So I got to be very careful with what I say, and I don't want to have to be careful with what I say. So that's why I kind of don't like TikTok. And you see that Moderna short that I was in earlier, right? You see why I covered it? Because it double bottomed at the VWAP and broke back over the 140 and change. Look now, if you would have bought it when I covered, you're up almost 10 points on that trade. And it's just this one name. We traded it short, long, short, long, short, long, all in one day. And that is why you don't need a scanner to trade. It's one stock. You're just trading the ebb and flow nature of the name. What's up? What's up, Sean? So time frame, minute to minute, baby. We're living in the moment. What time do I trade tomorrow? I go live at 8 o'clock in the morning every day. But I do it live on my website first, and then I go here. So KennyGlick at AOL.com, and I'm giving out lots of free stuff right now. My time frame, Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, Jersey, Eastern states. And I'm looking for a real estate broker in Colorado now. Sorry, I'm just kidding. I got 2 guys already over here. What's my salary? Independently wealthy. Good question. I don't have a salary. I'm independently wealthy. Hey, what up, Brooklyn? Where you from? Sheepshead Bay? Where you from? Where'd you go to high school? I went to Sheepshead, Shellbank. Hey, the girl next door just showed up. How you doing? What do I trade? I trade basically stocks, mostly. But options usually on Thursdays and Fridays. Week 0-date options on the Qs. I can trade futures. We trade basically anything that moves, but we're very specific to earnings. I teach. Yes. Hey, what's up? Well, yeah, if you join me at 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll start seeing what we do. You know, it's not a big service. I try to show you what we're trading, and I send out a video in the morning. How long till I was profitable? I was lucky. I was profitable from day one because I kind of had a knack for it, but then I got greedy and conceited and arrogant, and I blew my entire life up, and then I rebuilt my life, and then I blew it up again. And then I almost blew it up again just 2 years ago, but I have enough money to Starrett City. My cousins own the. Are you still in Stagg City? Go say hi to my cousins. They own their Biancos. They're the ones that run the cardboard recycling plant in Stagg City, right over the original dump to the left. That's my cousin's building. What up, Stagg City? And if you heard me correctly, yes, I have Italian cousins in the garbage business. Whoa, what else is there? So if you need some garbage delivered, let me know. Or you need somebody to be, well, I can't say that stuff on TikTok anymore. Because, you know. I don't believe in ICT concepts because I'm jaded and cynical, and too many people are asking me about it, so I don't believe it. And that's a thing. If a lot of people are interested in something, if something becomes popular because they're promoting it on the internet, run the other direction. Because there's got to be a scam there somewhere. Right? Got to be a scam there somewhere. You at home, Dell? Oh, what up, brother? Like you just transitioned. You're living the same life I'm in. From Brooklyn, New Jersey, yeah. I'm in the Monmouth County area as well. Like the Grateful Dead, we could have went to the movies together. You want to go see the Odyssey next week? We're going to Newton, New Brunswick. I look younger and thinner on YouTube. Thanks. It's good to know. My email address is kennyglick@AOL.com. Yeah, so let me see if I... So when I type my own name, Kenny Glick... Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So what I don't understand is how come I can't type my own things? Kenny, K-E-N-Y. Yes, would you like me to go over the trades? You got to join me on the YouTube. It's easier for me to see. I'll show you what I'm doing right here. So, very simple. I'll go over it one more time, and then I want you guys to email me. It's the same strategy every day. For 12 years now, we've been doing the same thing since 2012. So really been doing it hardcore since 2015, so 11 years now. The YouTube channel is Hit the Bid. Just Google Hit the Bid. I'm on live right now. You'll be able to see the screen better. So what I developed is a gap reversion earnings volume weighted average price trade. So gap reversion, that's just a mathematical term of reverting to the mean. It goes back to the most specific average price. If it gets back over the VWAP, which is that specific price, over the last 5 years, the stock has followed through, meaning it's gone higher and provided a winning trade. So here's the trade that we did. So this is Target, right? I don't normally trade Target on a daily basis, but we did it today. I've been trading my first trade, 1992, IGT. And don't forget that for Kenny Glick Trivia. My first stock I bought, International Game Technology, slot machine company. I was tripping on acid, drove my way through, me and my buddy. We took some acid, and we thought it would be a good idea to drop acid and drive from LA to Vegas. True story. Probably not the best idea. We had a couple of cases of whippets and a couple of hits of acid. And we drove ourselves from LA. And right at 2 hours before we got there, we dropped the acid. So as we're getting to Vegas, we both start fucking tripping. And my boy's driving. He's driving. I'm having the best time. And we just parked our car. And we literally just ran in and out of every hotel. And every time we'd walk into the hotel, we would do 2 whippets, and we'd walk into the casino and be blasted by all the sounds and colors. It was fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. One of the best nights of my life. And in all of that insanity, I noticed that every slot machine was made by one company. So in my tripped out, demented state of mind, I'm thinking, how can I make money from this? So next thing you know, when I get back to my sobriety and I'm on the phone, I'm calling my broker, whose name was Jan Grossman. Remember these names? This is for Kenny with Trivia Night. Jan Grossman. He's like, what do you know about this company? I'm like, well, apparently every company, every slot machine is made by this company. And I bought 200 shares with my hard-earned money, which was $5,000 at $24 a share. Sorry, $18 a share, and it went to 25. And I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at this. And my career was born out of an acid trip in Vegas. And I never looked back. And then I became a broker, which was the shadiest part of my life, because I worked at the Wall Street's firm in the boiler rooms, and I didn't realize at first that we were all criminals. But as soon as I started to realize that none of these stocks were real, I got out, and then 1996 became the Soch Traders, which is the book on my website. So if you guys want to read this book about my life, it's right here. So if you guys are on the site, go down right here to the files section. And this book is So's Bandits. That's how I began my career. And this book is a book written about me and all my failures and all the mistakes that most traders make. Just download them right here. They're free books. And they're two amazing stories. And you'll be a better trader and you'll learn a little bit at the same time. See, those are some good questions. You know what? Let me try to get this up on the screen so I can see it better. I don't have the best eyes. Do you ever message first? I got a message. No. Let me say that right now. I've got 21 people on this app that are impersonating me. I don't sell anything on TikTok. I don't call people. I don't message people ever. I only message you if you message me. I never sell anything. I don't do courses. I don't do copy trading. I don't do any of that stuff. I would never, ever call you unless you call me first. Okay? That's why I'm trying to get people off TikTok, on the YouTube, and then inevitably just go on my website. How did I find the Moderna? Because it was in play this morning. So that's why I got involved. But my first idea was to short it. Then we got long. And now, I went from being short, and now I'm not in it. And the long traders, they bought it off the VWAP. Now they're making money, too. So great day. Let me just say hello to the other people that are in the room. Hey, folks. What's up, y'all? Just been ripping and roaring on TikTok and YouTube. How you doing? The book's name is Why Traders Fail, but I will give it to you for free just for showing up on the site. It's called Failed Traders. It's $4 if you want to buy it. I'll give it to you for free. Here it is. If you have Kindle, I think it's free. This is our book, Failed Traders, the 20 common mistakes committed by over 1,000 losing traders. And the story is basically my life. Because every mistake that's in the book, I have made. And when you see it in print, and again, this whole game that we play, right, is to avoid those mistakes and focus on what works the best. What works the best is algorithmic volume-weighted average price trading around earnings reports. So let me talk about that. So if you guys are just joining us, hello, welcome back. My name is Kenny Glick. I am the internet's #1 trader. Thank you for finding me. Order flow is awesome, but order flow is just part of the equation. Order flow makes up the volume-weighted average price, right? So order flow is VWAP. VWAP is order flow, but it takes more. It's moving averages and order flow rolled into one. That's why it's the best. So you like order flow? The institutional order flow traders? I love it. But that's just the beginning, right? So now, if you're just watching the VWAP, volume-weighted average price is VWAP, which is the institutional order flow, right? So now you want to trade the best setup using the institutional order flow. And what are those setups? Earnings. Why? Because earnings, you have more activity and you have the gap. So if there's a gap, that gap usually gets sold into from a higher place, and the gaps that are down usually get bought, and that creates the reversion or the going back to the orange and blue lines, which are multiple time frames of VWAP. And then you just go back to the rigging of the market, which is these spikes high and spikes low. And that's why when we got involved in Target, the 1 minute, this is called the faux show bro. So if you guys Google me, and I would do this right now, Google me and the word faux show bro, FOSHOBRO. I invented it. It's called the fake out, shake out, breakout. So if you Google me or ChatGPT me, you'll see that I invented this setup. I coined the phrase, but that's only the beginning. We look for that setup, the faux show bro, on the stock, right? I have an indicator. We look for the setup on that gap reversion. So it's a gap down stock, faux show bro, very good. Fake out, shake out. So FOSHOBRO. Fake out, shake out, breakout. Faux show bro. Faux show bro. I actually have a sticker if you guys want it. I don't know where they are. I got shirts too if you want one. Want a hat? I got something for everybody. Want a hat? These hats are collector's items. That's my old logo. The logo has now been changed. Apparently, the logo was insulting to women because it was basically it's a dick pointing up and a dick pointing down. Some ladies were off put by it, so we changed the logo. I thought it was awesome. Oh, by the way, while I actually have you all here, you guys want to take a moment? I'm really going to make you a really good trader right now. You ready? You ready? You ready? This is going to actually create, you're going to be better as a trader minute after we do this. You ready? Here we go. Breathe in the VWAP. And breathe out the fear. Breathe in the VWAP. Hold it. And breathe out the CNBC. One more time. Breathe in the VWAP. Hold it. And breathe out the doubt. You feel better. You just got better as a trader. So listen, I got to stop talking inevitably. As much as I love talking and talking about myself and this wonderful trade, I invite you all, right? Come hang out with us. I really do appreciate you guys showing up. I love the fact that I haven't been banned all day. I can't really see the screen. I need a better glasses. Hold on. Hey, I can see. There you go. All right, so listen. Here's what I want you guys to do, right? I love giving away free stuff. I love giving away free stuff. And I love giving away free stuff. I love letting people in on what we do. I'm not going to bullshit you. Inevitably, we have a paid for service. That's just basically what we do. But my friend and I, we do it the right way. We're not afraid to show people what we do. If you like it, then you keep hanging out with us and you pay a monthly fee. You don't like us? It's all right. We'll go on. Trade's still going to work without you. But if you guys are just getting into trading and you've been having a hard time, let me show you this stuff. Because trading is always going to be hard. But this is the easiest version of a hard thing to do. And that's what it is. It's so specific and it's repeatable, right? And also, it works when more people are doing it, opposed to most strategies, which inevitably don't work over an extended period of time. This is volume-based on institutional order flow. And it only works better and better and better the more people that do it. And that's why I love doing this, what I do, because I make you money, you make me money, we all make money together because it works better when more people are doing it and all that stuff. So come hang out. And then we do something on Thursday. If you guys like smoking weed and drinking, so do I. Thursday nights, we get together, me, my algorithmic guy, we usually have a couple of guests. And then we have a DJ come on because we all used to be in the music industry. EDM, if you like EDM, we were rave kids back in the 90s. If you like raves, if you like EDM, you like techno, if you like any kind of music, we do Yacht House also. You guys know Yacht House? Love Yacht House. But lots of EDM. And again, my kids find me hilarious because I love that shit. They're like, Dad, how can you like this techno? Oh, they call it EDM, I still call it techno. But I love house music. I cannot get enough of this shit. And Thursday nights we get together and we just party. Pretty good. I cannot get enough of this shit. Thursday nights we get together. And, I love house music. Speaking of house music, anybody coming to the Fisher show? And you guys know Fisher? If you don't know Fisher, get to know Fisher. Fisher's the shit. So yeah, I appreciate it. So Thursday nights, like I said, what's tonight? Wednesday. So probably tomorrow night. If not tomorrow night, we do it next week. But most importantly, email me. I'll get you on the list. If you guys are on the YouTube show, here's the link to get right here. This is the link to the newsletter. And to get the 2 free weeks with us live, just got to email me, kennyglick@AOL.com. That link will get you. Nobody trades Forex. No, that's the only thing it doesn't work on because nobody makes money trading Forex. But thank you for asking. And no, it's not a Bloomberg terminal. I don't know why everybody asked that question. It's so funny. All right. And also, I truly do believe, and again, I do think the market is going to crash in the next 6 weeks. I could be wrong, but right now, the market's telling me all I need to know. Is there's one missing piece, and if that piece comes into play, we're in deep shit. Not that it matters, because we trade every day, so. But I love a good crash. Who doesn't, right? I love a good crash. But really, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll be back maybe later. Order flow is the shit, man. That's the way to go. Yeah, chillax. We're going to be chillaxing later. By the way, if anybody's in New Jersey, I bought some Maui Wowie, and it's not as wowie as I thought. They spend all this money on these cases. I mean, I'm a pothead and all, but this ain't no Maui Wowie. I bought the sale weed. You get what you pay for. They said it was Maui Wowie. There's no Wowie here. It's all right. I mean, I get high from it, but I usually get the good shit. So if you're in New Jersey and you want some free weed and a hat, hit me up because I want to get rid of it. I already bought some new shit. Anyway. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's asking a question about technicals on Microsoft. Let me see. MSFT. No, but you had the reason to short it on the inverse ass crack and then a finger of God at the multi-day back to there. This was a fake, this was a faux show attempt, but now you see where it's breaking here? If it was to turn, break over VWAP, yeah. But I'm not liking this market. Plus at 118, trades that work well in the beginning of the day don't work as well, and that's why I don't trade at 118. I tend to not want to put on any winning trades. I don't trade prop firm anymore. I am a prop firm. Yeah. But don't fall for the prop firm scams, my friend. If they ask you for money to be in a contest to get funded, it's a scam. Don't do it. They're going to find a reason not to give you the money and take yours. That's what they do. They'll come up with a reason that you failed and they'll just take your money. Don't do the prop trading contests. It's all a scam. Save your money, get 3 to 5 grand together, come back to your Uncle Kenny. I'll show you how to trade. And then you don't place trades until you're completely 100% convinced. Because if you think you're going to trade options because you have a lot less money to trade, you're going to lose. Option trading makes trading so much harder than it has to be because you need the move to happen in a very, very specific time frame now. Trading doesn't work like that. The trades work on their own time frame. The market does what it wants to do. When you trade options, you're forcing that trade to work in that allotted time frame. That's what makes it hard. So you can trade options using this strategy, but you want to do it very, very sparingly. And when you have the most risk reward in your favor, and that's between 9:45 and 11:45 on an earnings report on a trade that works every time. So the first step is to understanding the market mechanic, then understanding the intricacies of volume weighted average price. Then you just take that knowledge and understand why the Viking trade, as I told you this morning, was the only stock I was thinking about shorting because it did this. So today was a very ironic day of trading, as I was telling you. And I'll tell you the story one more time because we got a lot of new people in the room, right? I write a newsletter every morning. I summarize what I did the day before. I make fun of the people on the internet because they don't know what they're doing. I make fun of myself because I'm also a moron. And then I talk about some of the trades we did and what we're planning on doing. As I'm writing my email today, what am I trading on? Crack. What am I trading on? This is Thinkorswim and a program called Lightspeed. I use E-Trade and another company, and Charles Schwab and much other stuff. But most of what I do is on the charts on Thinkorswim, the best charting system there is. Bar charts is a nice runner-up. Trade Zero is all right, but Thinkorswim is the greatest. It has the most data, the best ever. It's the best of them all, right? What was I saying? All right. So ironically, I'm writing an article today, right? Volume weighted average price. Thinkorswim on Thinkorswim volume weighted average price. Yeah. So I'm writing an article, and I'm talking about how I'm seeing signs that the market might crash, right? Think or swim. Paper trading, they're paper trading. You can paper trade on most platforms. E-Trade, I love E-Trade. E-Trade's so simple. All right, let me get my story out. And right now, the market's doing what I want it to do, and that's going down because I'm a believer in the short right now. But again, let me tell you the story. It works on gold, yeah. Can I show gold? Yeah. Hey, look, it works really nice on gold. Here's the GLD. What's the gold futures again? GL? No. What's the gold future symbol? I forgot now. I don't trade the futures. What's the gold future symbol? GC? Oh, GC. Right on. So here you go. There's the reason to buy. Blue line over the orange line. Look at this explosion to the upside. And that's, let me get to my point. So this is what's fun. So this morning I'm writing an article. DOS. Yes, DOS. I can get you access to DOS. Cobra's pretty good. Yeah, they're all pretty good. Most platforms are basically the same. The reason Thinkorswim is the best for the charting is that they have the most data feeds, which makes our algorithm work the best. That's what it really comes down to. So as I'm writing this article about an imminent crash, and I'm talking about how much I hate silver, I literally bought the QQQ and silver as I was writing how much I think they're going down. Right? So this morning, there's this thing called AGQ, right? And I short options on it, but we're not going to get into the intricacies of this position I have on, right? So as I'm saying how much I hate silver right now because it's dead, it started to rally, and then I saw this gap. And this market right here is just where it went green. So I bought it. And I'm not even done writing my article about how much I think silver stinks right now. But the algo and what we do for a living is telling me to shut my dumb mouth and buy it. And it gets to the orange line. And I made some money. And then it does this thing where that's the faux show. Fake them out, shake them out. And now we're buying silver again. So I'm hating on it, I'm hating on it, I'm hating on it, and then I'm buying it. That's trading, right? And then the next trade I did was the same exact thing. I'm talking about this crash that I see coming, right? But then the market's doing this. As I'm writing my article, it's chopping around, chopping around, chopping around. I haven't even hit send on the article yet. And the market starts coming off those lows, and then it breaks VWAP. I'm like, oh, shit, I better buy some Qs. And I bought the QQQ. So I basically did two trades, right? It is open source. You can, yeah, we open sourced it, yeah. If you're into programming, come and meet my guy. You guys will geek out together because it is open source. You can expand on it. You can make it your own. We don't care. We just want you to make money and hang with us. Yeah, you can take our script and run with it and meet Solid Jello because that's what he does. He's taken what we were bestowed from. Again, we are not the creators of this. First person who talked about it, the first person who talked about it was Brian Shannon. Brian Shannon is the overlord of VWAP. He wrote 2 books about it. The Bible of VWAP, right? If Brian Shannon is the overlord, there's a gentleman named Zach Hurwitz of the VWAP.com who was my spiritual guru who showed me that I was already using VWAP when I was trading, and he told me to use VWAP exclusively. And I said, why would I do that? He says, well, you kind of are already. Why don't you let the charts do the talking for you? And my new career was born. And then I took what Brian showed me and Zach, and I experimented it for 3 years. And then I made something that I created, which is the Faux Show Bro 1-minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversal. And that's the trade that I developed that hasn't had a losing trade in 5 years. And I'm writing a book about it now, but it's only 3 pages long because it's the same shit every day. It's the same trade every day. That's what's so special about it. So now, so again, I love days like this because what I thought was going to happen wasn't happening, and I joined in on that trade. And then what I thought was going to happen started to happen, so I joined in on that trade. And then that became along. And now what I thought was happening is kind of starting to happen right now. But at 126, I don't put trades on. You know why? Because over the last 30 years, I have come to the conclusion that trading between 12.15 and 3.15 sucks. Right? It sucks. So the easy solution, other than this woman, Gail again, She said, well, if you're so good at this, how come you can't find trades that work in the middle of the day? Because I don't want to. What? 6 for 6 between 9:45 and 11:45 is not good enough for you, you degenerate psychopath? I don't need to find trades between 1:15 and 3:15. Why don't you take 3 hours to yourself? Go do something. Go take a nap. Go for a walk. Come back at 3:15. See what the market's all about. We bought the Moderna this morning. The sick thing is we shorted the Moderna 3 times today at the same time. We were short, then we were long. That's all I traded this morning, Moderna. But my first trade was short, which is crazy. But that's why I'm good at what I do. I know when there's the pullback, I can play the short, and then I go long because the stock looks like it's about to go to 500. So I never want to go. This is exciting, man. So anyway, we'll have the author of this book on our show soon. By the way, is it reversed? Do you see this in proper English, or is it like in Hebrew and you have to look at it backwards if you don't understand that joke? It's right, because I think I fixed that part. I am not the best tick. Oh, it's reversed? Oh. How do I fix that? Hello. I'm over here now. I'm over here now. Is that better? All right. So all the things that I do now, right, is stuff that I've learned. If I make money 95% of the time between 9:45 and 11:45, and I lose money 85% of the time between 1:15 and 3:15, what's the simplest solution? What's the simplest solution? Right? It's not trying to find something that works during that time. It's just don't trade during that time. It's the simplest solution. And that's what people get wrong. The easiest answers, the simplest answers are usually the where you want to go. Occam's razor, right? When all else fails, if the simplest answer is the truest answer. You like that? I learned that in school. Something like Occam's razor. It's some Latin term. I don't know. Something about when everything being equal, the easiest answer is the right answer. Something like that. And then why 3:15? Because 3:15 is when the institutional order flow starts kicking back in. That's when you want to go see, all right, we see what happened between 1:15 and 3:15. Now let's see what happens with the real order flow comes back in. And yeah. What are all the numbers on the bottom screen? Do we need all this, or is it too much? This is just a watch list. This is just me and sectors, so I know where to look. The most important thing is this scanner going by, and it's not what you think. It's a free scanner, and that's why I'm on TikTok. There's guys that try to sell this crap to you that's free. Like these block trade scanners. This is a volume high-low scanner. Down here is the same thing. All these scanners are usually embedded in good software programs, right? And most of what I do for a living now is exposing scams and teaching people what works the best and reminding you about everything else, like trading options before earnings reports doesn't work. Holding overnights tends to not be a good idea, especially if the trade's gone against you. So a lot of what we do is just reminding people of all the stuff that I've done wrong that's in the book. And the guys, if you haven't got the book, get the book right now. Drop down the file section right here. So's Bandits is the story of my career, how it began. Just learning how to garner the system and learning about order flow and market making and just watching the tape reading. That's what this is all about. That's how we all began our careers. Then we learned about charts, right? And then this book, Failed Traders, is basically every psychological mistake you'll ever make in your life. And we all do these things. So if you can get these 20 common mistakes down to 10, you're a better trader. And then 10, you get to 5. Yeah. So did we trade Beyond Meat? Now, there's a great question. Of course we did. That was my only other trade today because of the short squeeze, right? Like I told you a couple of days ago, it's not about Beyond Meat, the company, right? It's about that little orange dot. You see that orange dot right there? That's why we bought Beyond Meat. The reason we bought it was because when they do a reverse stock split, they take shares out of the float. The stock becomes susceptible or vulnerable to a squeeze, and you got the fake out, shake out, and now you got your little mini breakout. So you buy the stock. And now we're sitting pretty on a wonderful trade on a worthless piece of shit stock that we know is going to zero. You know the stock's going to zero, but it ain't going to zero today. And that's trading, baby. You know the stock's going to zero, right? Like wet O, you know the stock's going to zero, right? Even though it went from $2 to 56, you know it's going to zero. Like I told you, just got to wait it out. And then when it's time to short, you short it. And look where it is. It's back below where the original entry point was, $18 a couple of days ago. Stock's going to be at zero 5 days from now. Well, you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. What's Beyond Meat? Beyond Meat is a fake meat company that everybody thought was going to be this new revolutionary food product. And the stock went from $50 to $250, and then it went to zero. But now they did a reverse stock split. And when they take the shares out of the float, a lot of times you'll get a couple of days of short squeezes. And that's what we're playing on the Beyond Meat. And that's pretty much the whole day. Beyond Meat, QQQ, Myrna, TJD, TJX, which, again, remember when I was telling you why it's a reason to sell it now? Because it got a triple top at the algorithmic blue-orange line. Trade was over. And now look at it. Remember when I was asking you if you buy a stock at 145 and it goes to 150 and then goes back to 145, was that a good trade? The answer was yes. Of course it's a good trade. You don't let it go back below where you bought it. Why would you do that, right? It's a lovely trade. Blue line, orange line. Fantastic. All right. QQQ short right now, Brendan. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. So this strategy that we use, it's the same thing. But I got to wrap this up right now. 5 hours talking straight. I'm about to have a stroke. So, and the only other trade that we did do, and again, I left some money on the table on this Viking short. This is what we call a 1 minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversal. And this is the only short that really has followed through the whole day. And it's not that I don't think this is a good company. This is one of my favorite stocks, and I hate most stocks. This stock had an earnings report, and when you have a gapped up stock that breaks the blue and the orange, 100% of the time, you go that direction. So let me talk about that Beyond Meat trade one more time. So the reason we bought the stock is this purple button right there. So 3 days ago, they did a 1 for 30 reverse split. So what does that mean? If you had 100 shares, now you've got 3 shares. You've had, 3,000 shares. Now you've got 100 shares. They take the shares out of the market. They raise the price artificially. And now there's a lot less shares out there. So it's susceptible to a squeeze. Inevitably, Beyond Meat will be at zero again. But we don't care about inevitably. We're caring about today and yesterday and possibly tomorrow, because usually you get 3 days. So now Beyond Meat remains on our watch list. So tomorrow, if it sets up like it did today with my trade that I created, fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, you get paid on a trade. And that is really all we do. And then it's, 20, 30 years later, and we're still doing the same thing. And you guys out there that you want to expose some scams with me, ask the guy who's trying to sell you something to explain their strategy in 3 sentences. If they can't do it, scam. If they want money from you up front, scam. If they won't show you something live for free, scam. Anybody that asks you for money up front, scam. Immediately. If they're trying to sell you a scanner, definitely a scam. But some of these things, don't forget. right? Anybody that asks you for money for something, especially in this industry, it's a scam. What do you even want? You want my money for what? What do you even want? Show me what it's all about. And then if I'm interested, I'll be paying you. That's all. And that's the way we do it. We do it for free for 2 weeks, not just the 24-hour kind of like glimpse. You really get to see what the hell we're doing. And it's awesome. All right. Appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, take a second and email me, kennyglick@aol.com. The orange line is multiple time frame VWAP. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. Get in touch with me. And also, please find me on YouTube. All my videos are living on YouTube since 2007. If you really want to go through down a rabbit hole of dementia, I'll email you again. It's just me. That's why I got somebody who I hired a couple of guys to help me out here because we're blowing up now on the TikTok and the YouTube. I'd rather be on YouTube because I don't get banned and I get to show my face and the chart's a little bit better. And we have the chat room. YouTube's just a better platform for what I do. I do love the TikTok because I didn't realize how many people were here interested in financial instruments and learning how to trade. I thought it was just for me to dance. We're dancing redheads. And no, it's not a Bloomberg. I don't know if you guys are asking me that just because you know that's my trigger. What's with the Bloomberg terminals? What the hell is going on? Yes, it's a Bloomberg terminal. No, it's not a Bloomberg terminal. Yes, of course it's a Bloomberg terminal. It's all VWAP all the time, my friend. It's all VWAP all the time. This is the only thing that works. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have the author on, and he's a very nice guy, too. All right, so send me an email. I'll get them out by the end of the day, and maybe by 3:15, you'll be in the room. I'll be back. My gay friend for VWAP might be back, but we do little jobs other places, and a lot of times we just fade out, and we just come back tomorrow morning because most of the day is over. A lot of times by 1 o'clock. Well, most of the time by 12. VWAP, it doesn't really work too well on crypto, but it does work on crypto. It just Forex, nobody trades Forex, but it works best on stocks, futures, and then you could trade options around that stuff too. All right, email me. And by the way, here, if you haven't got the link, here's the link to free shit. This will get you on my list, so you'll get the emails sent to your business, right? And then you got to get a link to get to the private room. Basically, email me, and all this stuff will fall into place for you. All right? Appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out for these last 2-3 hours. Love it. Eric's here. What's up, Eric? What do you think when I start using order flow? I have learned a lot. I love order flow. That's all this is. Yeah. But come and see it live. And don't trade in the middle of the day because what happens in the middle of the day is gets a lot of chop. So even though you could be good at this, you're still not going to make money because you don't have enough follow through on the orders in the middle of the day. That's why it's best to wait till like 3:15 when they start kicking back in for real. The password to the dungeon is you have to have the link. If that can help you. But email me. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better tomorrow. I appreciate you guys being here. Really, man, this has been a great session. Did not get flagged once for improper behavior. And we topped out around 568 people. That was exciting. All right, y'all. YouTubers, farewell. TikTokers, nice to meet you. Tell some friends about us. And then join us live each day and every day for the rest of my life. or until I spontaneously combust, which would be great content. I'm kind of hoping that happens one day. If I go out, imagine my just head explodes while I'm doing a show on the internet. Wouldn't that be great content? Holy shit, I think the guy's head had just exploded. No, that's got to be AI. Meanwhile, what a way to go out. Just spontaneous combustion, right? Or shark attack. All right, be careful out there. And we'll have him on the show. He has 2 books. He'll sign some books for you. He might not sound, he wrote, "Thank you for your support and friendship. I admire the work you do in the community you have built around the VWAP. Trade well, Brian Shannon." All right. VWAP is great for gold futures. Yes. Very good. Futures, the best it works. Actually, futures is amazing to use volume weighted average price. But stocks, gaps, reversion, and then also futures trading, awesome. There aren't any gaps usually because it's just a constant flow of orders. Futures don't really shut off too much, but it is pretty awesome. I'll show you. I'll show you more tomorrow. All right. And don't forget, look, this guy's just giving you $6,000. Look, there you go. There's your trading money. It says all you got to do is text Franklin, "God is good," and he's going to give you $6,000. There you go. Franklin, can I get $6,000? Listen, if I get $6,000 from Franklin, I will give it away. How about just $1,000, Franklin? How about I say God is mad? Would I get? Can I get like $50 for that? All right, I'm really gonna go now. I really do. This was a good session. This is one of the best sessions we've had together. Very, very cool shit. All right, more for this, more tomorrow. Just email me. I'll get it out to you by the end of the day. Kenny Glick, AOL.com. Do me a favor and Google me. You'll learn a little bit about me. And you'll see that I coined a couple of phrases in the industry. And I'm on the TV quite often. I'm on Yahoo Finance all the time. And maybe none of this is actually happening because we're in the Matrix. My name's Kenny. Kenny Glick, Glick. My middle name is fun too. Kenny fucking Glick. My parents were hilarious. My middle name is Fing. Kenny effing Glick. It's easy to remember that way, right? But wait, don't forget to comment on that video to get the free Telegram. I don't know what that means, but do that. See how it works out. Comment on my video to get in the free Telegram. What does that even mean? Good. Find out what that means. I'm curious. By the way, the guy that's giving you the free money, I would text that guy first. $6,000 just for saying God is great. Wow, I love TikTok. Amazing. I'll see you guys. Peace, bitches. I'm out of here.